Hello again there folks, TaterCat here, and today I will be talking about Infamous, the third book in the Chronicles of Nick series by Sherrilyn Kenyon. This one picks up after a conversation that Nick has with Ambrose after the big revelation of, oh, Ambrose is just me, but from the future, and trying to find a way where we don't destroy and kill everything that we know and love. Then, actually, for a short while, Nick has normal, teenage problems, where his mom's just like, no, you're too young to drive and you're too young to date. With, honestly, the question of, are you ready to be a father at 15? And it's just like, it pisses me off how little faith that she has in this child. She tries to say later that it's like, oh, well, I just don't trust that I don't trust my parenting skills. So you're saying you don't trust him. At all. Just say that. God. Anyway. So one unfortunate day, Nick goes to school, and while the teacher is trying to set up a presentation, some incredibly pornographic photos gets flashed onto the projector of Nick's friend Brenna Adams, I think is her last name. She was in the first book for a very short while, but at least she's a character I at least know. She's one of the few people that is of the popular group, but she's not an asshole. So she actually considers Nick a friend. So obviously, she's incredibly upset and runs off, because that is not the kind of person she is at all. And everybody, of course, is just cracking jokes of I always knew she was a slut, blah blah blah. And then the entire school gets a text of, hey, go to this website and you can read dirt on all of your other classmates. So it just becomes a fucking raging dumpster fire where all of the garbage that is posted on that site gets spread to the student body, and now Nick puts it later, there's just enough truth in it to make all the bullshit seem believable. So there's one point where one of the students approach Nick later and confronts Nick saying that, hey, that stupid site says that you're the person that spilled this secret of mine. And Nick's just like, no. And so, since that shitstorm is, like I said, has just enough truth to make it believable, he beats the living shit out of Nick, not leaving him when he says no. If you tell me a secret, it goes to the grave. To preface this, Nick does not fight back. He lets this dude beat the living shit out of him, because before, Nick was at Sanctuary doing his homework, which he always does, and some douchebags were harassing the busboy Ren, who we did meet in the second book. So again, finally returning characters, even if they're minor. I think the obnoxious customer was winding up to punch Ren or something, so Nick fucking just jumps on his back and is just an obnoxious little monkey face, and it's actually rather entertaining. One of the big bear dudes comes by, breaks it up, and Nick's mom goes on this huge, she reprimands him very loudly in public, not seeming to want to believe him even in the slightest when he tells her, I didn't start it. Because she never fucking believes him. Ever. So, she insists of, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight. So, what happens when somebody tries to beat the shit out of him? He doesn't fight. Just like you wanted me to, Mom. Well, unfortunately, though, getting the shit beat out of him made him basically astral project into...
Just because it's a pre-packed.
Look at this boy.
Hello, boy. Hi, buddy boy.
He's like, hello, Mom.
Oh, my little slut.
He is a slut.
He is a slut, a baby boy.
He's a slut. Nick winds up in what is called the Nether Realm, where there's, I guess, where a lot of demons live. I'm not entirely sure because it's confusing, but the big problem is his dad's master resides in the Nether Realm. He somehow shows up in this fortress owned by a demon named Thorn. So Thorn basically says, "Oh yeah, you really shouldn't be here," and they fend off a bunch of dudes that are trying to grab Nick to bring him back to the Malachai's master named War, until Nick gains consciousness and goes back to the human conscious whatever world you want to call it. If all that wasn't bad enough, Nick's father decides, well, it's time for me to go kill my son and drain him of all of his power so I can basically double mine. And since it's stated pretty clearly that he's just there basically of his own free will, it really is not hard for him to just be like, poof, okay, here I am. He shows up while Nick is still in the hospital. Kyrian and Ashron show up, so he's just kind of like... So he kind of just leaves because he doesn't want to start a giant fight in hospital. Also because Nick's mom is there, and Nick kind of has this, like... Why do you seem hurt that she turned you into the police? Why does he seem upset by that? I thought the Malachi aren't supposed to be, like, able to feel anything except for hatred. Nick gets accused of a really, like, god-awful crime. He gets arrested. Kyrian and a bunch of other people show up to basically say that, yeah, no, he wouldn't do that. He gets out on bail. He gets the shit beat out of him again. And then he realizes exactly what is causing all of this stuff, and then... the end, I guess. They solve it, the end. This continues to have the same problems of it drops a lot of names or lore or what have you, like you're supposed to know exactly all of what this is, despite these books never actually talking about any of it beyond maybe surface level. It still reads like they're expecting you to read Dark Hunters, which is very much not appropriate for your young adult series, considering there's a lot of sex in them. Still hate Nick's mom, because she still makes it abundantly clear that she does not trust him. This time she tries to excuse it as, well, it's because I don't trust I'm raising you right. I don't trust my own parenting. Okay. But what has he done to warrant you to trust him this fucking little? And Kody's just doing the, like, cliche jealous girlfriend thing of, like, how dare you talk to other girls? Anytime you talk to another girl, you're winding up in the doghouse. It's really fucking stupid. Other than that, though, this is a lot better paced than the second one was. There's a lot more interesting things actually going on. I'd probably give this particular one an 8, considering that the last one was pretty meh. This one is actually, like I said, a lot more happens in this one, and more things are actually winding up being at stake in this one too, so. Like, subscribe, and all that noise. I will see you in the next one, folks. Later.
Then
as long as it's not Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Pepper's gross.
Dr. Pepper tries to look and abuse his mother.